If you've ever walked out of a shop thinking, "Was that fair?" This is for you. Because it's not only the money, it's the uncertainty. That feeling that the rules can change the moment you ask a question. You say, "How much is it?" They smile and say, "Don't worry, it's not expensive." You don't want tension. You don't want to look suspicious. So you nod. And then at the end, there's a small extra fee no one mentioned. Not huge, just enough to make you feel foolish for asking. You leave with a quiet thought you don't even fully admit. Next time, I should be more careful. But here's what that moment really costs. It costs trust. Not just trust in that one business. Trust in the city. Trust in strangers. Trust in your right to understand what's happening. So today I want to offer you one small habit that pushes back, quietly, realistically, without turning your life into constant conflict. I call it a fairness map, and it's almost embarrassingly simple. Fairness map equals 3 lines in your notes. Name, neighborhood, why it felt fair. That's it. No app, no arguing, no public shaming. Just a private list that protects your energy and slowly changes what gets rewarded. My name is Nikki. I've been a social worker for years, and most of my work lives in the ordinary parts of life. The daily conversations, the small choices, the quiet stress people carry without even calling it stress. And one thing I've learned is this: communities don't only crack from big disasters. They crack from small, repeated moments where people feel tricked, dismissed, or invisible. And these moments usually look normal. They happen in the places you don't post about. A repair shop, a taxi ride, a clinic waiting room, an online order that arrives with a surprise charge, a cafe where the menu is clear until it isn't. A city can be exhausting, not because you walk too much, but because you guess too much. Guessing the real price, guessing the real rules, guessing whether it's safe to ask a question. And after a while, you adapt. Not because you're weak, because you're human. You stop asking, you stop insisting, you start paying extra just to avoid the feeling of being difficult. You tell yourself, it's fine, this is just how it is. But how it is becomes your nervous system. Your shoulders tighten before you even enter a place. Your voice gets softer when you ask for clarity. You pre-apologize for existing. And that's the hidden pattern. Unfairness trains people to live in defense mode. And defensive people don't build warm communities. They build walls. Sometimes small walls. Sometimes silent walls. Here's the butterfly effect part. A city isn't only buildings and roads. A city is a collection of tiny agreements between strangers. I won't trick you. I'll explain. I'll charge you fairly. I'll respect your questions. When those agreements hold, people relax. And relaxed people are more patient, more generous, more willing to cooperate. When those agreements break, something spreads. Not only financial stress, a kind of social stress. People become suspicious, short-tempered, less trusting, even with people who did nothing wrong. And then we say, everyone is rude now. People don't care anymore. But a lot of that isn't cruelty, it's exhaustion. Because when trust becomes rare, every interaction costs more. Not necessarily money, energy. And energy is what you need for everything else. Relationships, creativity, health, hope. So the question isn't, how do I fix the whole system? That's too big. The real question is, how do I protect trust where I can and help it spread? That's what the fairness map is for. Let me show you 2 scenes that could happen anywhere. First scene, you walk into a repair shop and you're already bracing yourself. You don't fully understand the problem, which is the perfect moment for someone to take advantage. You say, something's wrong. I'm not sure what. They could turn that into a performance. They could pressure you. They could add 10 necessary things. But instead, they do something rare. They say, "Let me show you." They point to the issue. They explain two options. They tell you what is urgent and what can wait. And then the smallest, biggest thing happens. They offer the cheaper option without shaming you. You leave with the same repaired object, but a different body. Your shoulders drop. Your mind gets quieter, because what you bought wasn't only a repair, it was relief. Second scene, a friend texts you, stressed. They need a service. They're worried about being overcharged. They don't have the energy to research. You don't lecture them. You don't send the long warning. You send one line. "Try this place. They're clear and fair." That single message might save your friend one humiliating moment, one unnecessary extra fee, one stressful interaction. And when someone is already carrying too much, one less stressful interaction is not small. It changes their week. That's the butterfly effect in real life. Small clarity, shared quietly, spreading through normal people. So let's make the habit concrete. Here's the part that actually changes something in your week. Open your Notes app. Make a note called Fairness Map. Every time you experience a fair place, you add a line. Just 3 pieces. Name, neighborhood, why it felt fair. Examples: corner cafe, east side, prices were clear, no pressure. Repair shop near the station, downtown, explained options, no hidden extras. Small grocery on Maple Street, North End, respectful tone. Consistent pricing. You don't need perfect words. You don't need full reviews. This is not Yelp. This is a memory tool, a trust tool, a my city can still be decent tool. Because your brain remembers danger faster than it remembers relief. That's not negativity. That's survival wiring. If you've had enough bad experiences, you start believing everywhere's like this. No one is honest. I have to protect myself all the time. Your fairness map is gentle evidence that this isn't fully true. That fairness exists, and it's worth supporting. Now the second part, the part that turns it from personal to communal. Once a month, pick 2 or 3 entries and share them with 2 or 3 people. That's all. A simple message like, "Found a fair place for this. Clear prices and respectful. If you need it, name." No drama, no campaign, no shaming of other businesses, just shared clarity. Because unfairness thrives in isolation. When people don't share information, everyone pays the uncertainty tax alone. But when people share fair places, something changes. Fair businesses get enough support to survive without tricks. They don't have to compete with dishonesty. They can stay clean in a messy economy. And slowly, the normal shifts. Not because a hero arrived, because ordinary people started rewarding decency. Here's the emotional core, and I'll keep it grounded. Being treated fairly is not a luxury. It's dignity. When someone explains instead of rushing you, they're not just being polite. They're telling you, you are allowed to understand. You are allowed to ask. You are not a burden. That matters more than we admit. Because daily life is made of tiny moments, and tiny moments shape your sense of self. If you are repeatedly treated like you're annoying, you start taking up less space. You start speaking less. You start trusting yourself less. But one fair interaction can interrupt that. It can remind you, I'm not asking for too much. I don't need to apologize for clarity. I deserve transparency. That's not self-help fluff. That's a healthy community standard. And standards spread, not through speeches, but through repetition. One important note. A fairness map is not a weapon. It's not a public call-out list. It's not a war. It's reinforcement. We're not trying to punish bad behavior today. We're trying to protect good behavior so it doesn't disappear. Because in hard times, decency is fragile, and fragile things need support. So here's your one simple action today. Open your Notes app, write Fairness Map. Add one place, just one, somewhere you felt respected, somewhere the price was clear, somewhere you weren't pressured, somewhere you left feeling steady, not smaller. And remember the mantra, because you'll use it again. Fairness Map equals 3 lines in your notes. Name, neighborhood, why it felt fair. If you want, share yours in the comments like this. Today's butterfly, small fair place action, in city country. No ads, no perfection, just appreciation. Your comment might become someone else's safe option, someone else's relief, someone else's proof that trust still exists. Small actions, real effects. This is Butterfly Cities. Small actions, real effects.